Hi, Capricorns. Oh, I'm finally home. It's so nice to be living out of a house and not a hotel. So nice. So, this is your general reading for October 1st through the 15th, 2017. We are in Libra season. Yay. I love Libra season because it brings balance. And especially after this summer, we all need a little bit of balance in our lives. Things got a little crazy. I know they did for me. Definite roller coaster rides, right? And August was a mess. September was kind of a mess. This is September 24th. So the energies for this could span before October 1st. It could also span a little bit after October 15th. But we'll just see what's going on. I'm actually using a new deck. There it is. This month. It's called the Wild Unknown. And it's actually not new. I've had it for a while. But it's beautiful. And I figure since it's harvest season, why not? Why not? So Capricorns, I feel like you guys have been pretty stable, pretty grounded in what's going on. I feel like there are some changes. It's like you guys are kind of taking the reins on some issues that have been happening, mostly in family circumstances. So, yeah, when I was meditating, it's almost like you have things to say. You have things to say, you have things to say, but you either can't get the words out, or you don't know how to put them, or you don't know what the right time is to say them. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles, I love these cards because I love reading them off of what the pictures show. And that's usually the way that I read tarot. A lot of times I don't use the general meaning in the tarot deck is, and I know that really annoys a lot of people, but I pick up the energy from the card. So when I look at the Eight of Pentacles and I look at this card, and there's this spider that's right in the middle here, and he has all of his food, all of his fruition surrounding him, but he's just sitting there. Like normally spiders, they go for it and they wrap that food up and they suck the blood out of it and get nourishment, you know. But he's just kind of sitting there. So he's just like waiting, waiting for the harvest from the spring and the summer. And it is harvest time, but it's like, I don't know how to get there. And I don't know, where is everything that I need? And then we have the Mother of Wands. The Mother of Wands is an energy, it's a fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And she is the head of the household. Sometimes she's like running around like a chicken with her head cut off, but she holds on to things really, really tightly. You can see that this snake is like wrapped around that wand. And there's so much energy coming out of her a lot that sometimes we don't know if it's going to just explode, right? And so we also have the Lovers card, which is the air sign. This is a major arcana also, and a lot of times it's the soulmate card. So what I'm kind of getting the feeling here is you may be in a situation where you do feel like maybe your resources are being held on to too tightly, or you're not really sure where they're going. Yeah, like you can kind of, or maybe you're holding on to them because you know where you want your resources to go to, but you're not quite saying it yet. Like you're kind of holding on to that. And Temperance is a lot of patience. So I feel like maybe there's a relationship that you're in that could deal with somebody who is an air sign. A fire sign. I don't know why I said air sign. Maybe there is an air sign with the Lovers here too. that you're having to have a lot of patience with. And it's almost like you're planning, and you're holding on to, and it could be you know, if you have a lot of fire in your charts or air in your charts, but it's like you're being very patient for something that you feel like is coming in, and you're planning for it. You're making a lot of plans for it. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So you feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, this card is really cool because you have all of your abundance here in the middle, and then like the feathers surrounding it. It's like you almost feel that weight lifted. I'm almost there, but you're very, very patient. It's really interesting how I should show you how I'm like, let's see if I can move some things. You can see I'm doing this. How I like set those cards up. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. I just do what Spirit tells me to do. I don't always have the answers. That's what I tell everybody that. I'm like, I can't tell you the future. I don't have all the answers. So we have the Son of Swords. So yeah, maybe there's a person who you are connected to that's an air sign. And the Son of Swords is kind of like the Knight of Swords in the traditional tarot. And this kid here, and I call him a kid because I kind of think of it as like a young adult, and I'm an old adult. So this kid, he like thinks he has his eye on where he's going. And swords are knowledge, swords are thoughts, swords are ideas. So it's like this kid here has his idea on where he wants to go, and he's like pinpointing it. But I think that he could possibly be a little brash about it, or clumsy, or not thinking it through all the way. Like he's being very, like he thinks he knows where his target is, but if he just like goes to the left or right or a little bit, he's totally going to miss it. And I feel like maybe sometimes it goes to the left or the right. So it's like you almost have this abundance. And it's funny because the Son of Swords, the way that this is set up, the Son of Swords is going directly into the Temperance here. And then we have, I'll stop doing that. I'll just leave it like that. Then we have the Seven of Swords. So you've been in a thinking state. And like the way this fox is, it's like you're almost like, I'm just going to stay here. You're like comfortably stuck in this position, and you're hiding within these thoughts. You know, there's a sword that's underneath him and he's hiding it. And you're sitting within these thoughts, but you feel stuck underneath all these swords. You know, if those swords fell, they would come down and just like stab you to death. But you're comfortable there. Look how comfortable he is with his tail wrapped around him. So it's like you're comfortably stuck into a situation, and you're being patient, and you're like biding your time with either a fire sign, or the fire sign could be you if you have fire in your charts. But you're planning. You are definitely planning, and it may be taking a while. So when the Strength card comes out, I usually feel like it's beautiful. This card's beautiful. This is the Leo card. So you could have a Leo in your life. There's a lot of fire here. Well, I guess there isn't a lot of fire, but I really feel strongly about this Mother of Wands. So you're building a lot of strength in this, but I don't feel like you have the strength, because this is where you are right now. Or you have been there it feels like you've been there for a while. 7 months. I don't want to say years, maybe 7 weeks, you know, but like the number 7 is kind of a big deal for me. But it's like you've known that you needed to make a plan. You've known that you've needed to start to build your fruition in your way. And not tell people. You know, you're keeping your thoughts in. And you've held a lot of strength within this. And I feel like it has to do with a relationship because the Lovers are here. But you're coming about it in a very, it's almost like you've given up the idea of, I'm going to feel through this. I'm just, instead you're like, I'm going to think through this and then I'm going to act on it or plan for it. So if it could, it could be with a relationship. It could be with a relationship at work. The Lover's card is, it's a soulmate card. But it could be a soulmate with a friend. It could be, you could feel very connected to what you do in life. It could be with a child, we have soulmates everywhere. Anybody who you feel kindred spirit with, or even a karmic relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, because love is everywhere, right? But, you are having quite a bit of patience, and we are, Capricorns are showing up in a lot of readings right now. And I think it's because you guys are starting to feel the strength of who you are. You've felt knocked down for a couple of years. Like you don't have a place. You're on the outside looking in. Whoa. Wow. All right. We'll take it. I got to get this one that fell. I don't even know what order to put that in. I've had the question, why do you read all the cards upright? Well, everybody reads cards differently. And I am led to read the cards in the way that Spirit leads me to read them. And they know I read the cards upright. So that's how I'm able to get through the information in a way that they would like for me to provide the information, if that makes sense. I know how to read the cards in reverse. I've done it before. I just feel like it's hard. It's really hard to kind of explain. It's just it's the way that they want me to get the message across, I guess. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely all this planning that you're doing, the universe is guiding you to do this. And I feel like this is a venture that you have really had on your mind for a while. And there are choices involved. So we have the World, and then here's the 10 of Pentacles. So we've gone from an 8 of Pentacles to a 9 of Pentacles to a 10 of Pentacles. So the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Pentacles, they're both 10s. They're both completion cards. Like the end of a cycle is happening for you. And you've seen it happening, and you've been planning, and you're ready to go with the Fool. This little birdie is sitting on that perch, and it's ready to just go. It's ready to go. And it's going to bring balance with justice, the yin and yang, the black and white, the heart and the head. You're starting to think with more of your head, whereas you were thinking with your heart before. And now it's like, no, those thoughts with my heart were not working. So you're going to make a choice with the 2 of Swords. You have a choice to make, and I think you already know what it is because you've been sitting in the 7 of Swords state for so long. And here's the Father of Swords. So definitely air sign energy big time here. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And with the Father of Swords, this is a really cool card because he's very focused and he knows exactly what he wants and where he's going. And he's going to cut through the bullshit with this, like he's going to go do it. And it's like, no question, like it's just going to happen. It's just happening. And there will definitely be rebirth and fruition with the Empress. And with the Empress, there's the Moon is here. And the Moon represents intuition. So I really feel like this choice came up like it's been happening, like you've known it for a while, but you definitely switched gears around the eclipse time. There's a full eclipse there. So I feel like you definitely switched gears at the eclipse time, and you're like, yeah, it's time for me to make a choice. I need to get my planning going. Like you've been thinking about it. And I think that you've kind of almost been like in a depressed mode. Like, I don't really know what to do. I don't know where to go. And things are starting to fall into place. So definitely you are ending a cycle and beginning a cycle, and which is going to bring you a lot of balance. And you're going to cut through the bullshit of the whole situation. And it could do with finances, but I really feel like maybe, even though there aren't any cups in here, you're not showing a lot of emotion, but it has to do with a relationship of some sort, family relationship, work relationship, something that you have put a lot of time and emotions into, and you had to have a lot of strength and patience to get through this. But just that you've been growing from the 8 to the 9 to the 10, I mean, that is significant. You know, you've been waiting for this harvest. You're starting to feel the load lighten, and yay, here we are. And you know, with this Lover's card, it could be that somebody's been helping you, you know. Oh, you can hear, I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but there's definitely rebirth and renewal. Fruition is coming, and you've used your intuition to get here. And okay, so I don't really feel like I mean, if this is resonating with you, then you know what this is. And so I don't really feel like I need to find out if it's a relationship or if it's a work thing. I just can tell that you've definitely been planning for something, and you're doing it step by step. And it's a good feeling, you know. It's good that, and you know that it's going to bring balance into your life, and you know that it's going to bring abundance, and like, you know that you're lucky, like you're feeling that, you're feeling the luck of it all. And that's awesome. So I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck and see if we can get like maybe an outcome of what you can maybe expect in the beginning of October with this. But I feel like you guys are really on a good path, and you're like taking it in stride, and you know, and it's almost like I can do this. I just keep getting this feeling like I know I can do this. I know I can do this. Whereas maybe before you were like, I don't know. I think I need some help to do this. I can't do this on my own. But I think you're finally coming into a time where you're like, I do need support. I do need help, but I really can do this. Like, I'm not going to lose my target as the Son of Swords. I'm going to be the Father of Swords, and I'm going to cut through the bullshit, and I'm going to get it done. And it hasn't happened very fast. It's been very slow moving. And I think you're finally at the point where you're like, oh, thank God. Thank God. I like know what I'm doing. So it looks like you might be leaving things behind. With the 8 of Cups, you're leaving things behind that were emotionally unsatisfying. I said there weren't a lot of cups in here, and finally we've got them, right? So you're leaving something behind that was emotionally unsatisfying. It was not serving you in your life. And you've been planning this for a while. I really do feel like you've been planning this for a while. We also have the Father of Cups. The Father of Cups is a person, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Father of Cups is somebody who does have a lot of emotions that run very deeply, and he's very nurturing and caring and takes care of his family, but he doesn't show those emotions on the outside. A lot of the times he just buries them or clams up, kind of like a Cancer. Or represents his emotions in a different way, in like anger or, yeah, just shutdown mode. And then there's the High Priestess, which is intuition. Using your intuition to see things clearly, to manifest things. The high priestess knows everything. So maybe you have received information from like the Son of Swords that might have been a little reckless, like the information was a little reckless or not something you really wanted to know, but you knew it all the time. Because the high priestess knows everything, and it puts you in an Eight of Swords state, stuck in a cocoon. You didn't feel like you could get out of this. But if you look at that cocoon, the butterflies, it's like getting ready to emerge. Like it's almost there. And this definitely had to do with love that put you in this state. It was a relationship with the Two of Cups that put you in this state. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I think that was the Two of Cups? Because the rose on there. This is the Five of Pentacles. So this is what put you in this state. It made you feel like you weren't nurtured. You know, that rose is dying because it wasn't nurtured. It wasn't watered. It wasn't taken care of. So it definitely put you in that Eight of Swords. And there's the Hanged Man, which is funny because the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man look awfully the same there. Both hanging in the balance. Both hanging in the balance. All right. All right. Okay. I just pull the cards they tell me to and then stop. I know everybody asks me, how do you do that? Why do you do it that way? Why do you do it that way? I honestly, like if I knew, I would be a millionaire because I'd tell everybody my secrets. Okay, so now we have Pentacles people. We have a lot of people here. So I feel like maybe there is an air sign helping you with this. Or you could either be embodying an air sign quality or a fire quality. So you're in the hanged state because of feeling unnourished, right? We have the Six of Pentacles. So you're still waiting to be able to pick your fruit. The fruits of your labor. You're still waiting to be able to pick this. And the Son of Pentacles, this could be you. You are using, again, your intuition to guide you. Instead of looking at something so brightly that you can't see it, that your eyes are, you have to shut your eyes because it's so bright. You've opened your eyes, but you're seeing it in a different light. And he's guiding himself by that light. And it's not like, there's enough moon there for where he's like going and he's not going to run into a tree. But you're definitely looking at things in a different light. And then there's the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is like you feel like you were just deceived, like your heart was broken. And it was something that you were told or something that you found out. And so this is why you've been planning. And so we have water signs, we have fire signs, we have air signs, we have earth signs, we have everything here. So it feels to me like maybe you might be taking on some of these qualities, most of these qualities. I feel like you are the Son of Pentacles, Capricorn, looking to the moon to guide you. I feel like as the Mother of Wands, you're holding on to things. You're holding on to the things that you've been accumulating through all of this to hold your security within yourself. I feel like maybe there is a Father of Cups in your life who you feel like has kind of left you out, kind of like, it could be he or she. Any of these could be he or she. It's a general reading. I feel like they've kind of like shut down their emotions to you. And you aren't feeling the love, or they broke your heart. They've broken your heart in some way, but you're cutting through the bullshit. You have a target that you want to go to, and you want to focus on it. You don't want to I feel like you think things have been so chaotic up until now that you just want to focus on your target, and you don't want to miss it. And the Four of Pentacles is again holding on to things too tightly. So you might be controlling the situation a little more than you should be. because we have so many pentacles here now. I mean, now we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is lining everything up, getting everything ready. So you're still in the process of doing this, but you know it's going to bring you to abundance. You know that there's luck in your favor, and you have people helping. But I feel like almost you're holding on to it like way too tightly. And you might need to let go of control a little bit so that you can find balance. Because you've already made a choice. You already know what your choice is. Does that make sense? I feel like that's exactly what, you've sat in it with the 7 of Swords. You've sat in it. You've sat in it with the 8 of Swords. You've been in that hanged man state. I don't think you're there anymore. I think that you're kind of there, like, because you're still kind of building up, like, how am I going to do this? But you've been planning for it. So, and then we're at the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords is, it's like you heard something that has to do with the Mother of Pentacles. And you felt very deceived by it. Swords are knowledge, thoughts, information. And the Mother of Pentacles was the last card to come out. So interestingly, that I feel a lot of energy between these 2 cards, and these are the last 2 that came out. I feel like this is almost the basis of the situation. That there was something deceptive that came to you or will be coming to you in October. I hate to be the one to break it to you. This might happen. Or you could be the Mother of Pentacles and you feel like you were deceived by information that came in. But to me, this feels like this is the basis of the situation. This is what happened. And it could have been an air sign, another air sign that told you. Another air sign. It could have been an air sign that told you. Since we have the Son of Swords and the Father of Swords. It's like they came to you and said, all right, no more bullshit. This is what's going on. And so they either told you, or it involves another earth sign or somebody who embodies an earth sign. She's, a really stable woman. She takes, if you look at her, she's got her fawn there. But I don't feel like this is you, because I feel like there's a negative connotation in your mind attached to this person. It's not your favorite person in the whole world, we'll put it that way. So if that is you and you're thinking you're not your favorite person in the whole world, stop. Don't do that. It's the saddest thing to do, to think about yourself. But I don't think that's you, because Capricorns don't do that. I mean, Capricorns are really, really hard on themselves, yes. You can be really, really hard on themselves. So it could be you. Capricorns beat themselves up pretty hard if they screw up. But I'm really glad to see that you are planning. My only advice, I think that the cards are kind of telling you here, to maybe think about, like, don't think so hard on it. Don't hold on to the situation so much. Just do what you have to do. And don't be rigid. And don't be controlling. Because you've got the universe on your side. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And you've definitely, you're definitely using your intuition with the High Priestess. But you're walking away from something, for sure, that you were emotionally invested in. And it's not like you're not abandoning the situation, but you're definitely moving away. Like, I just got the picture of in the Rider-Waite deck tarot, where the guy has all the cups behind him and he's walking away and he has a stick, and it's like he's going on a journey. It's not that he's just turning his back on everything and walking away. He's just saying, all right, well, I've got a path to take, and I know that I have to take it. And I know these cups are behind me, and they're always going to be there, but I do have to go to this path. So I feel like, you know, there are things that just were not working in your life that you had emotionally invested in for a very long time. This seems like it's been happening for a very long time. And it's like a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you have the universe on your side. And I think that you're headed in the right direction. I think you're doing really well. So, you know, maybe in the second half of October, we will have the victory card. Yay. So be the fool. That bird is ready to go. She's ready to fly. Okay. I will see you guys for your general love readings probably in about a week for the beginning of October. Bye.